Today I'm going to be talking about the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Monsters pre-painted miniatures set. Now, this is one of the very few tie-in products with the movie that actually has to do with the tabletop game. There's lots of great products out there that are tie-ins to the movies, lots of toys, stuff like that, but for the actual tabletop game, for Dungeons & Dragons, there's only really a handful of things that have been released. There's the 3 D&D Beyond only items, 2 of which could have easily been PDFs, which they could have released for the general public. However, I guess Wizards of the Coast is trying to push D&D in the same direction as Magic the Gathering.
Secret Lair is $40 for 6 cards? $40 for 6 cards? The dragon only costs $35. And yet you want to have people pay $40 for 6 pieces of cardboard. What?
So what can I say, considering what else is happening? I suppose the $40 MSRP price tag for these miniatures doesn't seem so bad in comparison. So you get 5 miniatures which are not random, and you can see what they are in the case, so you can go to your local store and make the decision yourself whether you want to purchase these, which is always a good thing. The big thing that I noticed right away is that the gelatinous cube is not openable. The vast majority of gelatinous cubes that have hit the market within the past, 10 years, they've all been pretty much ones where you can fit stuff inside the gelatinous cube. Kind of hold the entire point of the miniature when you're talking about the tabletop game. This new one has a base that is glued on. Now, I suppose you could try to crack it open, but I was afraid of damaging the miniature, so I did not do so. Do so at your own risk. Displacer Beast, nice and black Displacer Beast, very durable. And of course, the Owlbear, a snowy owlbear in a goofy pose. Frankly, the Owlbear was the primary reason why I bought this set. I think if you're going to collect owlbears, having the ones with the weird goofy pose is definitely my primary purpose here. It definitely looks nice and dynamic next to the WizKids Owlbear that they released before. There's an old school Hasbro one on the right, so you can see the old school weirdo pose. And yeah, I'm going to compare this owlbear to a bunch of the other owlbears in my collection, and you know what? It's a pretty worthy contender. I think the excellent pose, as well as the very good painting detail on the face, makes this a perfectly wonderful owlbear to add to your collection. Now, whether or not you want to spend the $40 on this pack to get it, well, that's going to be up to you. I was not so sure about the Intellect Devourer, but you know what? The more I looked at this little miniature, the more that the actual sculpt sort of shined through. The sort of trompy-looking pose is actually quite endearing, and you know what? Even though the paint job is not that great, it is a very good sculpt, and it does fit in well with the rest of my Intellect Devourers. Of course, when you have miniatures, you need a pack of these guys. It's always good to have different looking ones. That way it's easier to use on the table. Throughout the years, there's been many Displacer Beasts. This one is definitely movie accurate from what I could tell from the trailers. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a decent paint job. Looks nice on the table. Some people prefer the invisible base. Not me. The Mimic, however, I actually really like the Purple Tongue Mimic variants that they've already put out for the Mimic. This fleshy one, eh. And of course, the gelatinous cubes. The one on the very left there, that yellowish one that used to be green, yeah, that's the one that I sculpted myself. And you know what is the great thing about that? It can be used to trap miniatures, just like the Hasbro one. And of course, just like the original WizKids one. And I think that's just a lot more useful on the tabletop as a visual thing. You could definitely say that there's some use for a gelatinous cube that already has victims in it, and thus would tell the players that something is up in the area that they're in. However, I like the utility of the previously released ones. As I said, this is a non-random set, so I suggest you call up your local game store, see if they have it in stock, and make your own decision whether you are going to purchase this or not.
Have a great day, and as always, thank you for watching the video.